there. You see him? Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the old-timey country down-home red state update podcast and them. Coming to you from a bunker underneath Jackie's Market in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And here they are, both of them.
Hey, it's Jackie Bowles again.
Hey, everybody, it's Dunlap.
Well, don't have to do this on every one of them. I always have sponsor, and it's sponsor time. Usually do sponsor at the top, and then do sponsor after song on this one. And I'm going to tell you right now, I got a good sponsor. A lot of people going to be excited about this. A lot of local television is going to be excited about this if you watch TV. And let me just announce it right now. And they're doing a thing right off a square. It's a big, like, welcoming and a showstopper. Bring the kids out. You want to get down there. It's a festival, and it's being put on.
Oh, wow, this sounds exciting.
It is.
Can adults come?
Sure, adults can come. You won't go down there, too.
Oh, I can't. I don't know what it is, but I can't wait. Are they going to have candy?
Oh, you think there's gonna be a lot of candy. Let me tell you right now, there's going to be a lot of candy at this thing. And Coley's is putting this on. We all know Coley's behind Coley's Snack Foods, Coley's Cinemas.
Just cat food at one point.
Cat food at one point. I think
Didn't
still
they
make that sometimes.
Some other stuff.
They do some other stuff. Well, you know what they're doing.
They do. They got their finger in a lot of different
Halloween
holes.
sweeties. Still some available on a few store shelves until they go bad. Go get them now. They're delicious candies.
Those are the candies that are wrapped in the little Bible.
The little red Bibles. Just what Jesus, the words he said.
So it's not a Bible page in every bag. Every candy wrapped in little Bible
But
page.
in this, sometimes I think this is better because the Bible page in every bag, sometimes you end up with, not some of the greatest parts of the Bible. But in this, when the little candies, they're all being wrapped up with Jesus' words, something he said. So that's the kind you won't get. The other kind, there was still, you got that sometimes in a snack bag, but sometimes
just never knew.
Sometimes get one of those pages of the Albagat, it's on, so on both sides. And that's, it's important to learn that stuff, but it's not, it's not as exciting as, David Goliath, Noah's Ark, and everything Jesus did. But getting off track here, that's one of the many businesses that they got the fingers in, and a good, wholesome, spiritual fingers in every bit of it. We all know about when Coley's Christian Vegetables, when they took on the Coley's name, and they're still delicious vegetables and healthy. You're supposed to eat right. You got carrot there, and you had, cabbage. It was a new cabbage, different, somebody else cabbage. And you had the best new addition to it, double sugar lump. So you learn to get you good vegetables, get you good eating in, healthy eating, and Bible verses. And then for dessert, double sugar lump, all different things you can eat for dessert with sugar in it, and your Bible lesson. So you couldn't go wrong either way. Well, there's been a little change to it, and there's a change to the name. So let me tell you the name and the right way to say it, and we're going to say it from here on out. I hope so. Everybody's going to be really excited. On the square, right off the square, I should say, here coming up this week, it's going to be, it's going to be a Wednesday. Hang on, let me read it. Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. So get down there, right off the square. Come see Famous Cabbage and the Coley's Christian Vegetables. It's going to be something else. Everybody knows Famous Cabbage. He's on TV.
Got his own show.
And I tell you what,
they kicked him out, though, right?
Well,
Coley's bought the Christian Vegetables.
It
and
wasn't.
they kicked
they
stern old Cabbage.
He wasn't. They didn't think at that time what that was a direction that they want to go. It's just creative differences, as I say. There wasn't no hard feelings. It was like the new Cabbage sang nice songs on guitar, but it wasn't as stern. There was a lot less sternness in the presentation after Cabbage at the time. Cabbage, now famous Cabbage, left, and they didn't anticipate him going out on his own and getting this show. What's his name on the local channel? Sunday?
Clay Sunday.
Clay Sunday.
Yeah, makes a commercial.
He didn't have anything else in that time slot. You know, whatever. He started covering up what? It was MASH, I think. He was running old MASH. I've seen those more than I ever need to see. So we were also.
They bought the cheapest MASH package, which is just one episode of MASH.
Yeah.
And it's the finale, so it's like 3 hours long.
They run that one. And Cabbage show ain't that long. It's an hour and a half. But
they run it twice. It comes on at, what, 2 in the afternoon?
Something like that, yeah.
And everything just stops.
It's a hell of a show. And if you'd have told me Famous Cabbage is going to have a show on, you should watch that, I'd say, what the hell are you talking about? But somebody put it on down here at the store, and if anybody down here eating, having a cold beer, and they happen to be here at the time that comes on, they all want it on there. We put it on. And there's been some terrible stuff happening in the news, and people are watching him talk about it more than they're watching it. He did coverage on it better than any of them did.
Well, after the Paris attacks,
yeah,
it was his highest ratings yet.
Yeah.
And people are listening to. Here's the crazy part: is like, okay, well, he's stern and he's gonna yell at kids and tell them to stop, like having premarital sex or smoking dope or whatever you want. Stern famous Cabbage to talk to your kids about. But now his foreign policy.
It sounds better than all of them put together. You put all the Democrats and Republicans on stage.
You would vote for famous Cabbage.
Yeah, I wish
he says he ain't running.
No, but it sounded like he's happy supposedly now with the agreement he has with Coalish. That's all he said he's going to do. Now his show's still going to be on. It doesn't mean he's going to quit doing his show, but every now and then he's going to have a carrot and double sugar lump on there. Not for the whole time, just for a little bit. And
yeah, what would they do for the whole time?
That's something I'm going to look forward to. I don't know. It's not like he needed any help.
No.
As far as the TV show's concerned. Now, dancing around and getting mad at children for not reading the Bible and doing the right thing and how to eat, that's another thing. He's going to be doing plenty of that. He's going to be doing it 6:30 Wednesday right off a square. Don't forget now, his famous Cabbage. I was supposed to say that. Now, these are legal reasons that my old mind can't figure out, don't want to figure out.
These are Nashville lawyers.
But it's a big-time Nashville lawyers sat in on this deal. Yeah.
This is how you
say it. So let's just get it right now. It's Famous Cabbage and the Coley Christian vegetables, which really ain't true. There's only one vegetable, the other one's candy, but, you know.
So at this point, we're down to, I can't remember the lineup. I know it wasn't that long ago, but I can't remember the Christian vegetables lineup. It's changed over the years. That's carrot and cabbage, fairly consistent. But
yeah. The other one's kind of like when Curly died, Three Stooges, except this one never had a Curly that you loved. You can't really remember the other ones. Yeah, yeah.
Well, what happened to other Cabbage?
I don't know. I'm sure some place wants to
play
guitar.
Send him packing too.
Well, that wasn't part of the deal. If he.
So they don't have two Cabbages.
You can't have two Cabbages. Now, granted, you could probably have Famous Cabbage and
Guitar
Cabbage, but that ain't the case for whatever reasons. Maybe he left. Maybe he didn't want to do that. I don't know. You talk to the Nashville lawyers, because I don't know how.
They must have paid Famous Cat, because he's getting so much money.
He's doing good on just on his own. But they come to an agreement. Maybe he wants to tell children to read the Bible, eat right, and have good dessert. Maybe it's it's not all about you think that's how you think money all the time.
Well, no, because I told you, like, just I was in the drugstore. He come up to me, famous Cabbage did.
They scare me to death. Him come up to you.
Well, he said, "Hey, Dunlap, come here." I said, "What?" He said, "Come here and look at this." He took out his billfold.
Oh yeah.
And he said, "How much money you think's in there?" I said, "I don't know. $600." He said, "Yep."
Well,
it's $600 in there. And then he said, come out here. He said, "Open that car door." I said, "Okay." I opened it up. And he said, "This is my Lexus." And he got in there. Burp, peeled away.
well, that's his business. I don't, like you said, he must not be doing it for money. Sound like he's doing pretty good on his own.
He's doing good on that
So
TV show, the famous Cabbage show.
Maybe he's concerned with it's a calling.
I'm sure that's it.
A faith calling, to spread the gospel. Perhaps that's it, and tell children the good virtues of reading the Bible and eating a good vegetable, I guess cabbage and carrot, and then afterwards dessert, double sugar lump. That's something they're going to have to work on, because I've seen them do that. This is before, they may be different now. I ain't seen them with famous Cabbage, but when all the kids watch them in schools, they pass out, carrots and cabbage and double sugar lumps, and when it's over and they clear the bleachers out, they leave all their vegetables just laying there on the ground.
That's bugs. That's a recipe for bugs.
Yeah, right there. You tell them that first off is to eat it. If you don't like it raw, take it home, cook it, whatever. But yeah, children just kept the candy. That's all they cared about. So I don't know. We're gonna have to work on that.
This all makes sense too, because I heard that he bought the Windex house.
Windex house.
The Windex mansion on the outskirts of town.
He bought that?
Not the yeah. He bought. I don't know where he come. We were like, now I know he's making money, but who could afford to buy the Windex mansion? This is not Windex like you spray on your window. It's an old Murfreesboro money family, and they all died.
Yeah.
Mysteriously, and they left that house, and it's been for sale for years and years because it's millions of dollars.
Well, also people rumor it's stupid, but like ghost stuff like that.
Oh,
that
sure.
ain't true.
They all died in the house. Every
nobody,
member of the Windex family.
It's a big house. They died all over the place. Now this is centuries
rooms
ago.
and rooms, and there ain't a room in there. The rumor goes where nobody died.
It's centuries ago, right? How long ago? It's been there for.
It's been there for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
For centuries.
Yeah.
Pre the civil, it was the first house built in the Murfreesboro area, and instead of building some shitty little cabin, they said, "You know what? This is the first one that a white person." When we say first house, we don't mean that an Indian built. We mean that a white person built.
Yeah, well, Windex, yeah, they were white, yeah.
So they said, let's just build a good one. So they just started building on it, and they built it, and finally it was finished. And then, but the most recent, some of the little debutante girls, they died up in there. Remember, and that one kid who lived in Sweden, like great-great-grandson or something? He flew his plane over here just so he could commit suicide in the tower.
Yeah, and I can't keep up with it. It's been a bunch of weird stuff going on with that there.
The Windex house, Windecks.
Yeah.
The Windex family.
If you know your history, used to you could see something about it in the Murfreesboro Museum while you got some, popcorn. My mouth's never gonna get around again, but they had pictures and dolls down there. Windex family.
A little diorama of how they all died.
Yeah. Well, they don't know how they died. It's just
some of them they don't know, but some of them
they suspect. They probably this way, probably that way. They give you about 3 or 4 options of how.
There's different ways.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them are murder suicide. Some of them are just regular suicide. Some of them are just regular murder. Some of them are took to just an overdose, accidental. Some of them are,
But most of that's
animals.
just people going out there, which they ought not do. That's the thing. Most people died because of, like you said, drugs, or went out there to kill themselves or whatever else.
Indians, also some Indians.
What do you mean some Indians?
Indian attacks.
Years and years ago.
Years
Yeah,
ago. Not
yeah.
recently,
No,
no.
of course not, no. But I'm talking about recently, all the recent deaths is youngins going out there because they think something out there tells them to do it. It's a bunch of bull hawk is what it is.
You ain't got to be in the Windex family to have died or...
No,
or,
the people have died in it for years. Like I said, I lost count after a while. It's just, so-and-so. Kids come from out of state to go in there and do whatever. They died doing drugs, and they died doing,
Well, if they try that now, they're going to get a stern talking to from a cabbage.
That's good. I'm glad about it then. I'm glad somebody about it. And if anybody going to keep kids from doing drugs, it's going to be famous Cabbage, really.
Famous Cabbage.
Cabbage, yeah.
Yeah. So he's doing great. I guess him and Coley's worked it out. He's got a Lexus, $600 in his wallet, his own TV show, and now a mansion, the oldest house in Murfreesboro.
And most importantly, he's working now with Coley's Christian Vegetables, and they're going to do something on Wednesday, and it's going to be great. I'm excited to see what kind of show. Get your kids, though. Make sure you take your kids down there. They're going to learn a little gospel, and they're going to learn how to eat right. And that's what nothing kids need to know more about at a certain age than those two things. So get them down there. Famous Cabbage and the Coley's Christian Vegetables back together under a new name, and it's going to be something else, probably a new show. So I can't wait to see it. He's been talking it up on his TV show. He's been saying it's going to be something.
Right after he talked about the Paris attacks, he went right into
He mentioned,
this big announcement.
Which is a big announcement. But
so that probably played into the ratings, too.
Yeah, I'm sure it did. Most people have. You seen Get It Over? I've been watching CNN. It's been horrible. Get it on.
Let's see what he has to say.
Yeah, get on Famous Cabbage.
He says, well, it's not all bad news.
That's what the way he was able, to make it less depression and all that stuff. With something about a man in a.
It was like, so our hearts go out to them. Moving on, it's not all bad news. And then
you knew something was up because he wasn't wearing the knockoff Cabbage.
Nope,
he was back in the real one.
Coley's Now we don't know what happened to Guitar Cabbage. We hope Guitar Cabbage is okay.
Well, that don't have anything against him. No, of course we hope he's okay.
I doubt it was a scene where they just swapped costumes.
I wouldn't think so.
I'm sure.
Well, don't work like that. I mean, no. He probably just went home.
I'm sure Famous Cabbage made damn clear that he did not want to see Guitar Cabbage anywhere near. So we don't know. We should find out. We should check in on Guitar Cabbage.
If I hear something, I'll tell you. But
because I've got a sponsor this week, Jackie, and it's the other side of fame. It's what happens when you are a young man with a dream, and that dream is being a Christian vegetable.
What?
And then Coley's buys you and kicks you to the curb. Tossed aside like so many cabbages and carrots given to children in bleachers. Just left there to rot or to be eaten by some kind of bird. Folks, I am talking about green bean, formerly the bag, cup, or handful green bean that worked with the Christian Vegetables.
I don't want to hear about
before
him
Coley's bought them, and before they went back before they were the famous Cabbage and the Coley's Christian Vegetables.
How is he giving you $25 to be a sponsor on here? If he's going to complain about not being able to feed his children or his wife, then he needs to take, instead of getting on here asking for a job and being in an outfit, he needs to go take that money home and feed his children. I
just didn't have the heart. He said he had $17. He said, all I've been collecting
It
bottles
don't
and
matter how
cans
much if it's $25 or $17. He should if he collected bottles and cans.
off the side of the road for 3 weeks. Dunlap, all I got to show for it is just $17. It's all
All
got.
he has to do is stand there on the side of the road and get hit by cans, and they'll pile up by his feet because he's walking around looking like an
his
idiot.
dignity, Jackie.
There ain't no dignity wearing a damn green bean outfit on the side of the road. There's no dignity at all to that.
I didn't want to take his $17, but I knew he had his dignity.
Why
so I
did-
said, I will take this, and you can owe me the rest.
Oh, hell.
So but Jackie, I think you're actually going to think he's maybe making some better choices because he gave me that money.
Did he take the outfit off?
No.
Well,
he did
then
not
no.
take it off.
I don't care what choice
But
he's
he
making.
said, okay, you know what? Sometimes life gives you an opportunity to make a new beginning. Sometimes an ending is just a new beginning, but you got to turn around and look at it from behind.
What?
And you go, oh, I thought this was the end. Guess what? It's the beginning. So he hitchhiked to North Dakota to the oil fields. And he's been living in a man camp. And he has been working day and night trying to find a job, which he has not found yet.
Because is he wearing the outfit up there?
Yes.
Well, then nobody's going to hire him to work on no oil rig or anything up there. Then nobody's going to, no.
No, but he says he has been finding that the people have enjoyed having him around to take their anger out on, their frustrations.
Well, he should get paid for that then. Somebody give him money for letting people beat him up or whatever it is they're doing to him.
He says he asks them after they beat him up if they want to give him any money, but that usually just results in another free kick in the face.
Oh.
He says the men in the oil fields are at their limit physically and mentally, sexually frustrated because there's about 900 men to every one woman there. Tempers run high. Crime is now rampant. When they see somebody, they're working like 12, 15 hours a day. So when they see somebody dressed in a green bean outfit staggering across the oil fields after hours of being beaten and sexually assaulted, they think it's a mirage at first.
I think he's an idiot is what they think. If he's wandering around, I don't care what happened. And if all that's happened to him, get the hell out of there. Or, better yet, take your damn outfit off. Dress like an idiot out there. That's how they're going to treat you.
If he takes, if he takes the outfit off, what else does he have? He's green bean. He's not Joe Schmo.
Maybe Joe Schmo needs to get a job like anybody else. And can much easier if Joe Schmo ain't got a stupid vegetable outfit on.
Well, the green bean has finally had enough in the oil fields, and he sent me this $17, his last $17, and he says that he's gotten pretty good at fighting, and they're up there arranging bare knuckle oil field brawls between him and what they do is because there's a lot of Christian. There's missionaries up there preaching to the oil field men, and they've got some Christian bookstores up there. So, of course, they've got some Christian vegetable knockoff costumes. So what they do is they find some other beaten down, hopeless, desperate person, and they put him in one of the – so they have these sort of green bean fights, another Christian vegetable.
Oh, hell.
And Green Bean says he is kicking ass. Because you can only get beat up so many times before you stand up and beat somebody else up yourself. You can only be kicked in the ribs so many times before you stand up and grab hold of somebody's bottom lip and rip it off.
What?
You can only be called worthless, pathetic, and told to take that green bean costume off
Yeah.
so many times
Before you take it off.
before you become a soulless fighting machine.
All right.
Bare knuckle brawling.
So he gone crazy. Well, he was crazy to begin with because he wouldn't take an outfit off.
Crazy for money because they're
Well.
going to pay him for every fight he wins. He's going to get half.
Well, if that's what he wants to do, good for him. Good for him. I'm glad somebody giving a crazy person some money. Again, good. Glad to hear it.
What he wants to do, he says, is join the MMA.
I don't care what he wants to do. It don't matter to me.
He's got a gimmick. His gimmick is the green bean outfit. I don't know
Yeah.
if you knew that.
But
that's his gimmick.
Well, if he found something to do that lets him keep it on, good for him. All right, fine.
So right now he's
well, if he's got some money now, what he only give you $17 for? If he's making all this money fighting, maybe he's filling your heads full of a bunch of bull.
No, they ain't give it to him yet. They said they're holding on to it for him. He's got management up
give
there.
him shit.
Hey,
Well,
watch your language.
they're not going to. I got to get on with, because I got something important here to do. I got to get on with my sponsor this week, and I got something I got to read here. And then my sponsor is, as of right now, this is how you're legally supposed to say it. So I'll say it, even though whatever my reservations are, that's fine.
Okay.
But Famous Cabbage and Coley's Christian vegetables. And I got a note here. Give me a paper. Yes, piece of paper. Give it here. It's over there. You tear it up. We here at the Coley's family humbly apologize to all the great parents and kids for last Wednesday's, spectacle. We hope that with prayer and, I can't read the handwriting of Coley's.
Why, you'd think Coley's is a big business. You'd think they have a secretary there that types something up.
Well, they handed me this at $25.
So somebody at Coley's just hastily, that's true, there was a lot of
The
damage
point is,
control. They hastily.
It's an apology for what who pulled last week, last Wednesday. There was children, mamas, and daddies out there.
They're the big show.
It was supposed to be.
Coley's Christian, what is it supposed to, it's the famous Cabbage
and Coley's
and
Christian.
the Coley's Christian vegetables.
They apologize. I know it's part of it, and he said on behalf, but it doesn't say one name, on behalf of Coley's and Coley's Christian Vegetables.
Uh-huh. What about Famous Cabbage? Because
Would they put him on this after what he pulled? Legally, they still have to say the name for right now until they get it changed. They have to say Famous Cabbage and the Christian Coley's Vegetables, but I don't like saying it. It makes me mad to say it every time. Because I was on here telling, get your children down there, and a lot of parents, a lot of people out there to go see, they love Christian Vegetables. Or some of the kids do, and some of the parents do, because they talk sternly about
children,
about what they need to learn, the good book and Jesus and
eating right.
Eating right too. So all of that stuff.
And eating good Coley's Halloween
double sugar lump. Halloween sweetie. That's for after you pray and after you have a good meal.
Pray first.
You've earned, or pray. You pray before you eat. You're supposed to anyway.
Why don't they have a Christian vegetable Coley's who tells you to pray first?
They do. They say pray first. They say
They say it, but look, you've got Cabbage, either Famous or Guitar, and Carrot, and they represent eating right.
Yeah.
Then you got double sugar lump,
That's
which
dessert.
is after.
That's dessert. After you eat right, after you pray, then eat right, then you get dessert. Double sugar lump.
But you
Halloween
don't have
sweetie.
anything to represent praying. Like, that's the important first
They
part of the meal.
What do you mean? They're telling you what to do. If you can't have people eating food when they're dressed up like food, ain't no kid going to watch that and get anything from it.
What? I would watch food dressed up like. Are you saying
you'd
you
watch
wouldn't
anything? You'd watch. I've seen what you look at on the computer. It makes me sick to my stomach. Some of that stuff.
It makes you feel good.
Does not make me feel any which way or not.
Look,
well, I don't. I filth. I don't enjoy filth. You do.
I would eat. I do. I would eat. I would watch a man dressed as a hot dog eat a hot dog.
All right,
I'd
fine.
watch that
You
for
watch
a long
that sort
time.
of. You watch filth. That's fine. I don't want to see
That ain't
that.
filth.
That ain't for children to see. The point is
That's
they tell you what to
genius.
do. They're not praying and then sitting down and eating that.
No,
No,
I'm
because
just
they're the
saying-
damn food. They're telling you what to do before you eat them
Eat
and
me,
when
eat me.
to eat them.
But shouldn't you have like the prayerful hands and like somebody in a hand costume come out?
You start
Say-
your own Christian vegetables. Do it your way. You don't like how anything's done. You go do it your way.
Maybe
That's
I
fine
will.
with me. That's fine with me.
I can.
Go find Green Bean. Lord knows he's probably looking for something to do. Go find that damn idiot. And y'all pray as much. Y'all need to pray, that's for sure.
I don't know why praying makes you so mad. You sound like ISIS.
You what? ISIS? What the hell are you talking about?
I just,
Supposed to read an apology. I'm not.
All I do is mention praying, and then Jackie, on
That
behalf
ain't-
of the
that-
Coley's Corporation, I'm assuming. since
He's
in the
saying
middle-
when do they pray or in the show, and I said they don't pray in the show because that'd be a false prayer. First off, you don't want to do that, even if you're praying on.
Why is it a false prayer?
Because you on stage and
You
dressed
could
up
do
like
a real
food.
prayer on stage.
Not the way that they're teaching you how to do it. You say your prayer.
What about a benediction at a damn assembly
Well,
or a
They
damn
can do-
graduation? Or
they
something?
can do it however they want to. That's fine.
Preachers are up on stage.
This is Coley's Christian vegetables. Excuse me, famous Cabbage, and
Grace
Coley's
sayers.
Christian
They wear
vegetables.
costumes all the time.
I didn't like that either. I didn't like the way Grace said it because that to me is a false prayer. It's put on prayer. You go stand over. If it ain't a real prayer, and the prayer may be great because I've heard them. They say good prayers. That ain't the argument. It is
the
when
Christian
somebody.
vegetables and the grace sayers.
Well, Christian vegetables don't pray. They don't. They tell you
They
to
do
pray.
before they eat.
They tell you to do it before you eat. I'm sure at home in their private
Right,
lives
that's
they
what
do.
I'm saying.
Yeah, but that's neither here nor there. We're talking about how you entertain
Well, Carrot
children.
come from grace sayers. Carrot was one of the original 5 grace sayers.
Well, he doesn't say grace on stage dressed up like a carrot. I'm telling you that now.
No,
He don't.
everybody's got their limits.
Well, it's just what you... It don't matter anyway. The show turned out terrible, whether
Yeah.
they prayed or not, because famous Cabbage, or whatever his real name is, whoever he is, didn't come out. There were parents with babies and toddlers and children, all expecting to have them talk stern to them, and you only ones, Carrot and Double Sugar Lump had to come out and basically just, there wasn't nothing there. Each Carrot they just went through the basics, but there wasn't no songs or anything else because someone had to show their butt and think they're too big for the damn britches, and I ain't coming, and I ain't doing this, and I ain't doing that. And there's children out there. Children.
Well, we're talking about famous Cabbage, right?
Well, yeah, hell yeah, we're talking about famous Cabbage. It's awful how he treated those people those are people come out to probably see him more than others, be quite honest with you. And him saying, I'm not going out for whatever reason, I don't even know, just throwing a fit, I guess. And left poor Carrot and Double Sugar Lump to just try to wing it, which you can't do because it's made for 3.
Made for 3 and
It
Carrot.
was sad. People were walking away, leaving.
Yeah,
mad.
Nobody come for Carrot.
No, it come to see you know who.
Famous Cabbage.
Why, I don't know. I mean, besides the TV show's still good.
It's awesome.
The TV show, I'm still watching it. This is two separate things.
Well, you have to separate a man's art from his other art.
Well, however you want to put it, that's fine. I don't even know what all that means, but the show, I'm glad. I want it to stay on. So, but at the same time, he needs to get on there and apologize to these youngins and these parents that come out there to see him and left them all standing out there all night.
Well, I heard he said the show wasn't ready. The stage show wasn't ready yet.
Well, they should have been ready. He should have been ready if they were.
He's a perfectionist, and he just didn't think that it was up to his standards.
And perfectionist, my butt. He's a show off. He just wanted to show his butt while he's up there and be contrary just because. I guess just because can be. He's living up in the Windex mansion thinking he's all this and all that, and I don't care how many children out there. And they told him, I saw them, there are women and children out there.
He didn't care.
No, I didn't care. He don't care about nothing but himself.
I heard he's broadcasting from the Windex mansion. He said he doesn't need to leave there anymore.
On a TV show?
Yeah, he put some
really
cameras in one of
I'll be honest, it don't really matter where he's at as long as it's him talking. Because you can be up against a brick wall or whatever. In the park or outside, don't make any difference. It's you watching it to hear him, what he got to say and how he's got to say it. So
he called me up to the mansion the other night after all this. He said, you know what, I'm never leaving this place again.
What?
And then he said, look here. He took his billfold out.
What?
And he showed me how much money he had in there.
See, that's the attitude and talk about right there. He'd rather be showing you how much money he's got than get up there and do what he said he was going to do. If you don't want to do it, fine. If you just want to do your TV show, that's fine. But you need to tell if people are out there to see you and you don't show that, nothing worse than that, as far as I'm concerned. Especially when it's children. Anything involving children is pitiful.
He said, look, $350.
Well, I don't care how much money you got.
And then he told me the show wasn't ready. That's why he didn't do it. He said, I'm a perfectionist.
Well, I don't know how he's going to do it. I know there's some Nashville lawyers right now doing their best. This is all I know about the situation. I ain't necessarily supposed to say this, but I know there's some big-time Nashville lawyers, good lawyers, working on the contract or whatever you want to call it right now, trying to get the name changed back to the way it was. Because they ain't going to put up with this, and I don't blame them. And nobody should have to put up with it. No one should. Somebody act like a big baby like that. He act like a bigger baby than all them babies out there that come to see him.
Meanwhile, his ratings are through the roof.
Well, the show's, I understand that. This is
never been higher.
Two different things, all right? Two different things. I ain't saying the show ain't good because it is. We watch it down here in the store and everything else. It's always, I can't even see it necessarily. I just lean over and look at it every so often. So, just it's what he says and how he says it.
Yeah,
we could take a few pointers from him. I'm
telling you right now. He's a natural broadcaster.
You better hope he don't start doing one of these because people ain't going to listen to ours no more.
He don't need to do a podcast.
Well, whatever. I'm telling you. He just gets to talking. But that's what he should have done for all them children out there.
He should have at least come out and used them skills as a natural broadcaster to try to calm down the children before they overtook the stage.
Well, he should have come out and did the damn show he was hired to do is what he should have done.
When those kids, they'd been out there for hours and their blood sugar started dropping.
Well, yeah.
And then so Carrot and Double Sugar Lump came out and started passing out all the Halloween sweeties.
Well, all that did is just get everybody excited finally because they thought, who's next. But, of course, nope, never was.
They got that sugar, and then they finally had to come out and say, it's just going to be the two of us, and they tried to wing it. And when those kids got mad and started throwing those little tiny wadded up Bible pages from the Halloween sweeties at the stage, it was like a snowstorm.
It's awful.
And then the kids started running up there and just punching carrots.
Well, that's when parents got them all out of there and started leaving. I mean, and bless their hearts, I know, some people ain't as good as others at certain things, but they're good. And bless their hearts, and I tell you what, I don't care how good or not good you are. You're good in my eyes because you went out there and tried your best to make the children happy. Anybody that tries to get out there and make the children happy they got my vote.
You got to do that.
That's right.
You got to make the children happy.
I'm here to support you.
And
I want you to.
It could have been a lot worse. Only Carrot got hurt.
Well, he wouldn't have got hurt if the show had gone on like it was supposed to. It ain't. You're sitting there saying like it's his fault. He's out there trying at least. And he got hurt. He went out there and tried and got hurt.
That's why I don't try.
Well,
that's my motto. Anytime something bad happens, I say, that's why I don't try.
Well,
that's why I don't try.
I don't know if
that's the lesson
right
I took.
attitude to have.
That's what I got out of all
not
this.
Not in all circumstances. Maybe some, like this one, maybe.
Yep.
But no, he went out there. He tried his best, is what I'm saying.
And failed.
Well, yeah, I mean, considering it was supposed to be a show that entertained people, it was not that.
No, it wasn't.
But there was a reason it wasn't that. It ain't his fault. He went out there and took the beating for it, but it ain't his fault.
A literal beating at the hands of children.
And tearing at the orange fluff everywhere around that area.
They had to go down to the glory shelf and pick up one of them knockoff Carrot costumes so he could be ready to go on Famous Cabbage's show, which they're still contracted to do, but all they do is stand in the background, the corner of the room that he's shooting from at the window.
Well, the TV show is different. They don't. Right now, I don't know how much longer that's going to be going on either, and I ain't picking sides in that situation. I'm just saying some big-time Nashville lawyers are going to get to the bottom.
Well, Famous Cabbage can afford big-time lawyers.
Well, I don't doubt it.
All he has to do is show him how much money he's got in his wallet.
Coleys don't have to show how much money they got.
They just have to show this handwritten note.
Well, I can't read the thing. Just because I can't read the handwriting, it ain't. I knew what they wanted to say. They said they're sorry. So they don't mention him by name except to say when they say the name because I have to. But other than that, they didn't get into it. They've taken their bigger men or bigger vegetables or whatever you want to call them.
They're bigger men than the vegetable.
Yeah. Yes. Then, for him, just, pitiful. I still like the show. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I ain't going to be a hypocrite because I still do watch that show when he's on. But like I said, two different things. I'm still upset. You can like something and still be upset with it, I reckon, yeah.
So I got a sponsor this week, Jackie, that I think you are going to like.
I probably won't then.
Is Thanksgiving, everybody. Do you have your turkey plucked and its head cut off, ready to go in the stove, oven? Did you get all the cranberries from wherever they grow in a pond or lake or whatever that is? Did you cut bread up into cubes and put spices on it and then put gravy in it, and that's how you make stuffing, I think? Are you ready to go? Did you get a damn pumpkin pie?
What?
With some white, what is that you put on top of a pumpkin pie?
Put Cold Whip on
Cold
top
Whip,
of
that's
a damn pumpkin pie, idiot.
Get ready for Thanksgiving. Do you have a mouth? And is it open and full of slobber? And can you wait to shove everything I just named in that big mouth of yours? Oh, man, that is Thanksgiving 2015. Here it comes. And if you are having that new-ish staple of Thanksgiving, green bean casserole, which I know everybody loves. Everybody loves cream of mushroom soup and cheese and crispy onions that you put on that green bean casserole. Folks, I can't wait to get some in my digestive tract. And I know you can't either. So when you are filling your plate with a big slotted spoonful of that green bean casserole and it just oozes all over a third of it and you just want to grab it with your hands and smear it all over your fucking face.
Hey, watch your mouth. I ain't gonna hear it.
This Thanksgiving 2015, take a second and write out a check to Green Bean for $5 because you legally owe it to him every time you eat a green bean. That's Green Bean. You can send it to Green Bean, CO, the back in oil fields, South Dakota, or wherever it is. It'll get to him. They all know him there. He's famous. He's getting better at the fighting. He's winning. People used to just like to watch him get beat up, but now they like to see him beat up lower people on the social status, the back in oil field social status, which is just people who have pretty much lost it living there. But he's working his way up. He fought a sane person recently and won.
All right. It
was a 17-year-old boy.
I'm going
to runaway.
Plenty of green bean casserole.
Oh, that's great, because he could use that money.
I'm always going to eat it. I like the way it tastes, and I have it every year when they bring it to me. Bless your hearts for doing it.
Love it. Oh, it's good.
He ain't getting a dime of my money, because that's a bunch of bull hockey you said right there.
I guess you'll be hearing from some high-priced back in oil field lawyers.
Well, that'd be fine. Let them call on me. Let me hear them say I owe him money for being an idiot when I eat like green bean casserole. That don't make any sense.
It does. Look, there's regular lawyers and the way we practice law and the laws of this country, and then there's oil field law. And he's been listening to some of them oil field lawyers, and they've been telling him, look, man, you're a green bean, so every time somebody else, gets them choppers,
they're full of it.
Nope. Well, okay, yeah, maybe out here in civilized America, but in the oil fields, they've passed a law and they all voted on it, and they killed a coyote and they all drank its blood.
I don't have anything to do with it.
That's law in the backings.
They can do whatever they want up there. That's fine with me. Kill as many wolves or whatever it is you got to do. But I ain't ever going to pay no money for eating green beans or anything else. I pay for the food when I pay for it, and that's it.
Well, oil field lawyers are also oil field lawmen, so they can show up with a corroded pipe ready to go upside your head if you don't give green bean $5.
I ain't gonna. The hell they will. I like to see somebody try to do that.
We are enjoying in America the benefits of this natural gas explosion, not an actual explosion. Metaphoric explosion, cheaper gas, energy independence. Things are looking up finally here in America thanks to the back in oil fields and the brave men and women, mostly men, who go out there because they could find nothing else and they've thrown their lives away. And they are working tirelessly day and night, Jackie, when they're not at a strip club, a weird, scary strip club, or sleeping in a Kentucky Fried Chicken parking lot where the workers make $27 an hour. Just so we can enjoy the benefits of that. So all of America, as far as the back in oil field lawyers are concerned, is ready for back in oil. It's sort of like Sharia law, but worse. So oil field law is coming, Jackie, whether you want to admit it or not. So
let it try to come. I ain't scared. All them men are fine. That's good. I'm glad they work hard up there. We appreciate all the work and the oil and everything. None of that's got anything to do with an idiot dressed up like a green bean wanting money because other people are eating green beans. They ain't got nothing to do with it. Nothing. And
Look,
he ain't getting nothing from me.
His oil field lawyer manager says he's getting ready to start getting paid for
Well,
fights.
he can do whatever he wants to up there. That's fine.
So
if that's how he wants to live like an idiot the rest of his life, and that's fine with me. But he ain't getting a dime of my money for doing it.
So with the money from the fights that's coming and the money that he's going to make when everybody eats a green bean casserole, he's finally going to be doing okay. I feel like this last month and a half of 2015 is green beans' time to shine.
Ain't ever going to be doing okay till he takes off a damn outfit. Walk around feeling sorry for himself.
Why don't you take off your outfit? See how
I've
far
got
you get.
I wear clothes. I don't wear a costume with green bean or vegetable or anything like that. He does that, and some other people we know do that, and that's fine if that's what you're going to do for a living. But he ain't doing nothing for a living but walk around looking like an idiot. That's all he's doing.
Guitar Cabbage. I'm not going to, folks, if this is your first episode, I'm not going to give you the whole backstory. You're going to have to listen back a few episodes. I'm sorry. Just breaking it down, Famous Cabbage originally was in the, you know what? It's not going to matter. It's not going to make a difference to you, and you're not going to understand it. And then it's really not going to make a difference to me, and I'm not really going to understand it. So I would have wasted both of our times.
Yeah.
So
That's for sure, yeah.
Let me just say to anybody listening who understands the words I'm saying, Guitar Cabbage started a YouTube channel where he does pop song covers in his cabbage outfit, and he has 9 million subscribers. He just did Adele's Hello, and he's at 17 million views right now.
Wow.
Adele commented on it and said it was better than hers.
Well, good for him. Glad he's doing something.
No, I'm sorry. Adele fan 1271 commented on it and said,
I wouldn't be surprised if Coley's Christian Vegetables may be giving him a call, pretty soon. I wouldn't be surprised at all about that, because at least he shows up and plays guitar, does what he's supposed to do.
Why would he go back and give up YouTube?
Well, he can do whatever he wants. I'm just saying.
So that's green bean. Folks, if you eat a green bean, you owe green bean some money.
And if you give him some money, you about as big an idiot as he is.
So address it to Green Bean CO back in Oilfield, South Dakota, or wherever. The Oilfield mailmen will get it there.
What?
The Oilfield mailmen are there who you really got to fear. You know, the oilfield laws, the way things work in the oilfield, it's crazy. It's like Bizarro, but not funny at all. It's scary, and it's life or death up there, Jackie, and it's cold, and nobody has anything to live for, and their fingernails are black.
What's that got to do
And they're
with
never going to come clean.
That ain't got nothing to do with him dressed up like an idiot wanting me to give him money for what I eat. If I eat something he's dressed up like. That don't have anything to do with them hard-working men up there.
Well, you don't understand intellectual
What do you
property.
mean I don't understand?
And oilfield law, I guess.
He ain't intellectual nothing. He's just an idiot dressed up like that, and I'm going to eat whatever I want to eat this Thanksgiving.
Well, don't say I didn't warn you.
And warn me all you want.
They'll come and they'll with interest and penalties.
Well,
they're like the IRS, only in the service of a green bean.
Well, I'll get Don Paul to settle all that. I ain't scared of an old big-time lawyer unless, if they ain't out of Nashville, then the hell with them.
You're really gonna like.
I don't know about that,
folks. It's a crazy world out there, isn't it? Take a look at a newspaper. Don't. I mean, those are depressing, and I don't even expect for them to be around much longer. So you can find one. Maybe you want to stash it up in your attic, like put it in a box for safekeeping to show people, like, this is how we used to find out about the news of the world. Somebody get a printing press and run off a bunch of these things, and they sell them for 25 cents, 50 cents. Like, it doesn't even make sense. Like, what? Who come up with the idea of newspapers? That's ridiculous. Where you going?
I'm going to go let that cat out of here.
Oh, there's a cat stuck in here. It's one of them feral cats. Don't get too close to it.
It don't want to be near nobody.
Oh, God.
Oh, come on. Come on now.
Don't let it get up your face.
It's running up them stairs now. Go on now. Yeah.
Are you okay?
What?
They get you?
No, didn't get me. You got a kick at it.
You don't kick a. Don't get on here and say you kick a cat.
Don't kick it. I kick at it. There's a difference. You don't kick it.
You don't kick it. You kick at it. Can we go now?
Huh?
Folks, it's a crazy world and newspapers are ridiculous. You're going to want to call up my friend Mikey Growler, who's launched a great, you know Mikey Growler, don't you?
No.
Folks, this new business of Mikey's is really sweeping the Murfreesboro area, and I'm pleased to use this podcast to bring it to a wider audience. Look at this frog.
What?
Mikey Growler has found probably the premier frog-based attraction of the 21st century. He has found a frog. Something is growing out of it. You are going to want to take a look at it. It only costs $30 to look at this frog. It is amazing. Look at this frog. That is the latest new Murfreesboro business that's taking the world by storm. You heard. Remember that you heard about it here on the Red State Update podcast first, because soon it's going to be all anybody's talking about. Look at this frog. He's got it in a box. Call him up, Mikey Growler. Look at this frog.
Well, you got it in a box.
Hey, don't you want to see it? His
No,
frog?
I don't want to see you. What do you mean to see a
You
frog?
don't want to see that frog?
What is it, 8 years old? Yeah. You
No,
like I caught a frog.
He's in his mid-40s.
Well, that ain't no kind of sponsor. What is that? Look
Well,
at
I mean,
a frog.
he's got a frog in a box, and you pay him $30 to
Well,
look at
$30
it.
damn dollars to look at a frog. You go down the creek, look at them all day for free.
Look, Mikey Growler has been going through a lot lately. He just got a divorce. And he lost his job down at the Pillsbury plant, and his kids are...
Oh, you talking about Mikey Growler?
Mikey
I know
Growler.
him, yeah. He comes in the store.
He's kind of at his wit's end. He's like, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Well, that's how I remember them over there talking about getting you.
Yeah, he just had he was in the store. We actually hatched this plan over a few beers here at your store. He was just... he didn't have any money for the beer, so I said, you know what? Let me treat you. But I just
that's my
just
job.
stole 'em.
That's my job to do that.
I just snuck 'em out of the
They
cooler.
ain't yours to give away. That's mine. I
have
ain't
been
saying I wouldn't give him one after what I've been through, but that's what I do. Don't assume what I do, even though I'd probably give him at least a couple beers, something
Listen,
like that.
I've been stealing beers from your store for
I
so
know you
long. I
have.
pretty much just open my hand and they fly into him
I
like Thor's
know.
hammer.
Whatever.
She said, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I said, well, buddy, just keep your mind open to possibilities. He says, I had this one idea, but I don't know. I said, well, what is it? There's no stupid ideas. He said, well, I found this frog. And I said, well,
What?
I don't know. And he said, it's got something growing out of it. I
Growing
said, well,
out of it?
Well,
What?
show it to me, I guess. He said, well, that's the whole idea. I said, I think I'm going to ask people to pay me $30 to look at it. He said, is that weird? I said, are you okay? He said, no, just forget it. And I said, no. I mean, show it to me. Let me take a look at it. It does have something growing out of it.
But this frog's got everything growing out of it. There's all sorts of frogs.
This is like another leg or something.
What? Another leg?
Or like a spike. It ain't formed fully, but like another flipper maybe.
What?
I didn't get a good look at it, but I went out to his car and he already had it in a box. You could tell he was playing like he just come up with it, but you could tell he'd already made the box. I said, look at this frog. Like he cut it out of construction paper and put it on the box, and he showed it to me, and he put some more construction paper in there and make a little. And the frog was just sitting in there, and he had some lettuce.
What?
Put some lettuce in there. I said, I don't think frog. I think that's a turtle that eats lettuce.
A frog ate crickets, something like that.
Yeah,
Frog
that's what I
eat bugs,
told him.
things like
Not
that.
lettuce, right? He said,
No.
no, this one eats lettuce.
No,
I said,
it
I don't
don't.
think it does. But he said, look, it's neither here nor there.
Does
I
it eat
told him-
lettuce when you look at it? Is that because
No.
I ain't never swear?
No, lettuce is just laying in there on top of that
Well, if it's got
construction
something
paper.
coming out of it and eating lettuce, I'd give $5.
No, it's
maybe
just something
look at
coming
it.
out of it.
Well,
So he's just really been. They took his car last week, so he was hoofing it. So I don't know. He's just kind of at his wits' end. So.
but that ain't no way. He needs help. That ain't no way.
Well, that's a way to give him help. $30 looking at that frog.
not like that. That's if he's doing that and thinking that's a business, then he needs help. He's something wrong. You right. I remember him in here talking about losing his job. Pillsbury. That's how I knew he was talking about.
Look, all I can tell you is I've already said too much because I told him I was going to talk about it on here, and I made him give me $25, his last $25.
He ain't got no money.
And then he said, you know what? I don't make this a charity case. Don't get on there and be like, he needs help. And I said, well, I wouldn't do it. I'm just giving you a little backstory. So it ain't about giving him help. It is one fucking miraculous frog.
Watch your mouth.
Get on there, call him up, Mikey Growler, say, hey, I heard you had some kind of amazing frog in a box. And he'll say, I do. So, well, I got $30 here, son, and I want to put it in your hand, and you show me that frog. And he'll say, I will do it. And he'll take that $30, and he'll put it in his savings account, or he'll buy beans with it, or whatever somebody that broke does with $30. And he will be grateful, and you will have got a gander at a frog.
That don't make the first bit of sense.
And there's no time limit on it. You can look at that frog as long as you want.
What?
Feed it lettuce, whatever you need to do.
Is there a line of people wanting to look? Of course, you can look at it wherever you want. He's probably lucky. Ain't nobody going to give him $35 to look at a frog in a box. Well, that's not... They can go look at frogs for free all damn day if they want. Anywhere. You go if you go right
around. You can drink water for free if you live by the river, but, I'll pay $1 for some Dasani.
That don't make any sense.
He thinks this might be the Dasani of looking at frogs.
Oh, hell. That don't even make any sense.
Well, it's a rough, cold world, and little makes sense.
I guess.
So that is, look at this frog. Mikey Growler, call him up, give him $30, look at that frog. No. And Granny's Attic, if you need to go somewhere for an hour to have sex.
Hey, watch your mouth. That's not what it's for. It's not what it's for.
Call up Granny's Attic, and they'll tell you.
Not to do that in there.
That's Granny's Attic. Sponsor, and I think, Jackie, you're really going to like this sponsor. You may remember from last week, our friend Mikey Growler.
Oh, yeah. He lost his job down at Pillsbury plant.
Lost his job.
Bless his heart, man.
Marriage problems. His family turned his back on him.
That's life sometimes. Life does it.
Really bad string of luck. And he said, what do you think about me starting a business where I get people to look at this frog? And I said, I looked at the frog, and I mean, it's just kind of a regular frog. It's kind of got a thing.
I give him some money just to help him out. He didn't even have to show me that damn frog, but I just felt bad for him because, when you get a string of bad luck, like sometimes that's just the way your cards are dealt. Nothing you can do about it.
What'd you think of that frog?
It's all right. It does got something growing out the back of it, but it ain't worth however much he's asking. I give him, give him $15. That's all I had on me at the moment.
That's a lot to look at a frog.
No, I didn't give it to him to look at the frog. Care less. I was doing it to be charitable is what I'm trying to do. Because I understand, you see him over there staring at the damn floor. You know what's going on in his mind. You don't, here, take this and go get you a bottle, go do something. Get things off your mind. Yeah. Go out and have a good time. Take this $15, go on to town, whatever you got to do. Or, buy groceries, whatever you got to do with it. Just trying to let him know, somebody cares about him. And he said, well, you might as well look at this frog, too. And I said, well, sure, I'll look at it. And again, I'm doing it to be nice. It's a frog. I mean, something growing out back of it, but I seen frogs with stuff all over it. I seen frogs with more stuff on it than that on, Animal Planet, wherever else. But it's all, it ain't worth no money. I don't know why anybody going to pay money to look at a frog. The outside, if you know the places to go, you go to the creek, go to, the different places you can go to see a frog,
Well, maybe you don't want to go to those places.
Well,
maybe you want him to come to you, that's why.
Go down there one time, get you one, and then go back home. Hell, you go down to Petco to get cat food sometimes when I think, if I burn the food or something, the leftovers ain't good, the cats are finicky. That's what they always said about cats, finicky. They don't like it. Most times
that's the only finicky animal, isn't it? Name me another animal they say finicky.
No, sir. Dog will eat anything, raccoon anything, cat finicky. Like, I ain't going to eat this barbecue today. You've been eating it for 2-3 years now, and today's the day you're going to eat it. Well, I can't help it. I like them cats, so I go in, Petco's, whatever it is, get get that big dollar bag cat food. They'll, sometimes a finikin don't want to eat that. So, but it's one of the two. You want to eat one of the two, or you just going to have to go somewhere else and eat. That'll be fine. I'll miss you, but that'll be fine. But you go in there, they got frogs in a thing for $2. You can buy the frog, take it home for $2 damn. It don't cost nothing. So why you gonna pay him to look at one when you can get one you can look at all the damn time for $2 damn?
Well,
and they ain't got nothing growing out of them, but they're pretty colors down there. I seen red, green, weird, flashy color frog, something like it.
For $2, you can use your imagination. But I ain't on here to run down Mikey Growler. He's had a hard enough road to hoe. I mean, he give me this money, and I was like, you ain't got no money.
Why did he give? You don't take any money from him. Don't.
And he said, I made $4,000 last week.
What?
He made $4,000.
He made $4,000. How did he make $4,000?
People looking at his fraud.
No, he did not. That's a bunch of bull. Did he go get a job?
He keeps records. He showed me his ledger.
What mean ledger?
He made $4,000.
He didn't make $4,000. People looking at his frog.
I'll show you that. If you want to see a book full of records of names, dates, times, and amount paid of people looking at a frog in a shoebox, I can show that to you.
I don't believe first thing about it. I don't believe he made $4,000 showing people a frog in a box.
That's great. That's the down payment on an apartment. He said, no, I went and got me a new charger. I used that to get a new car. I put that down payment on a new car because now it's called Look at This Frog to Go.
What?
And I also had to get an app started. So he's got an app. So you get an app and you get on there and you say, look at this frog to go. You hit the button and it maps your address. It's a little bit like an Uber. Like he Ubers over to you, except he's driving his own car. And you can't ask him for a ride. So it's nothing like Uber. He's not going to give you a ride in his new car. Because I asked him, I said, hey, can you drop me off at Longhorns? He said, no, you smell terrible. This is brand new, man. I had to show a frog to a lot of people to get this car. And I'm still sleeping on the streets. He won't even sleep in his car because he has that bedwetting problem.
I don't care. Bless his heart for that. That's a medical thing. You need to get that looked into.
It is a medical. Because he said, is this psychological? They said, no, it's medical.
Well, whatever it is, he needs to get looked into, and that's what he needs to be.
Because he thought he might just be something from his childhood or something. He said, what causes a grown man? They said, sometimes something in you just turns loose or gets twisted up.
I don't need to hear about it. I'm sorry for his affliction, but take that money and get a good urologist or whatever.
Well, he said I was faced with a choice, and it was either I'm going to use this $4,000 as a down payment, get me a new charger.
Make $4,000 people looking at a frog.
To expand my business, or I'm going to take it and go see a doctor.
That ain't how
He said, you know what, I can put up with this a little bit. So he said since he's been driving that frog around in a new charger, people are really, and with the new app and social media, because you can also post like looking at a frog now, go up on your Facebook. He had some of the boys from college making that app. And they how much you gonna charge for making this app for me? They said, well, would you ride me around that charger for a little bit? And he said, yeah. So he's doing all right. So, folks, if you were worried about Mikey Growler last week, you know what? He's doing okay. He's not 100%, but if we doubted him for this look at this frog business, I guess we were the idiots.
I know how the economy works. I understand. I've been around for a few years. You don't make $4,000 showing a frog in a box. You don't do it. That don't happen in this country. Maybe some weird country that Obama wants us to be like, fine. They look at frogs all. That's how you probably wake up. The government pays you for that. You go down to the office and show them your frog, and they'll give you some money. But that's not how America works. It ain't. It never was. He did not make $4,000 showing a frog. Sorry, I don't believe it. I don't know what. Something shady. If he got a new car and says he got it from showing that frog, something ain't right. I don't mean to, say anything bad. Cash aspersions, whatever it is you want to call it. about anybody. I know he'd been through a lot, but he did not make $4,000 showing that frog to nobody.
Well, now you sound like Bernie Sanders. Like, oh, well, there's no middle class. There's no way to make it in America. Well, here's a young man. He's not that young.
Hell.
Got a frog,
He
got a
didn't.
box, made $4,000.
Nope.
That, my friends, is America. And I would use this as if I were running for president right now and I accepted the nomination at the whatever contentious convention I would accept it at, I would close by telling that story. I'd say, in my America, there's a young man named Mikey Growler who lost everything he had.
All right.
And he found a shoebox next to a garbage can.
All right.
And it was soiled. And then he found some grass and some lettuce, some wilted lettuce for that frog to eat that he imagined putting in it.
Frog eat bugs, eat crickets, flies.
And then he went down to a creek and found a frog.
All right. I just shut
Hold
up.
on,
all right.
You get speech right.
I don't want
to
to
make it
I
up
don't
if you're
care.
standing up there.
He got $4,000 for showing frog. That's fine. Just
You
leave.
don't
I don't
criticize
care.
me. At least let me sit down and
I
write
don't
it.
want to hear.
I'm better with pen and paper. I'm
Don't
not a
care
freestyler.
about hearing all this. I don't
But
care
then I'd
first thing
say,
about it.
that is my America, and that is the America that with your help, I will be elected the president of and will rule.
All right.
And God bless America, motherfucker.
Hey, watch your mouth.
Bah, 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 bah. They swear me in right there. They say,
Just
you know what?
shut.
We're going to jump from convention to you putting your hand on this Bible.
Nowadays, you're right. If you get up there and use that language, that's what people like now. Trump gets up there and says, that's what people, I like him. Which one do you want to be president? The worst one, the one with the worst mouth on him, the biggest idiot, the biggest, excuse my language, dumbass there is. Sign me up. Where'd I do that? You may be in the running for that.
I might be. I should be. Last time we used to run you for president, I should be running for president, and my damn slogan be "Fuck you, America."
Hey, watch your mouth. You get all the idiots voting before you ain't getting my damn vote
Hey,
for
idiots, vote for me, then suck this dick.
that. Hey, watch your mouth. I don't want to hear you talk like that. I don't care if you're
Dunlap 2016.
president or not. Just pitiful.
So, folks, that's Mikey Growler. Look at this frog
All
to
right.
go. Get the app. He's come
That's a
see you
shame.
in his charger. He'll show you that frog eating that lettuce, living in
Wait a
that
minute.
box.
That's the same story as a cartoon. The man find a frog, sing for him. That's the same thing.
This frog don't sing.
I know it don't, but it sounds just like a thing. Remember the old cartoon? The man would find the box and the frog in it, and the frog would sing to him. Different people find him all the time. It's the same story. If you saw, like, I seen this one.
The only thing, somebody finds a frog. People find frogs all the time.
I know that, but it sounds like a cartoon. It sounds not.
The
People
cartoon is about a singing frog.
But
That's the
it's
important
the same
part.
thing. He's trying to make money off of it. He get a frog, and he's telling everybody he sings, and everybody think he's crazy as hell. This sounds like that, except there's no singing in it, which I don't care for musicals too much. That's better to me.
Folks, Jackie, hey, I got a sponsor this week.
Well,
I think you're really going to like it.
I don't know about that. I don't
Folks,
know
you
about
have been
like it.
listening the last couple of weeks, and you've heard an amazing story. And if you're one of those people that says the news ain't got nothing on it but bad news, ain't nothing but bad news. I
Yeah,
turn
that's
it
true,
on,
yeah.
it's people getting shot, blown up, beheaded, run over with a car, a tree fall on them.
Yeah.
Every which way you go is nothing but depressing and awful. Heartwarming. Here's a story, heartwarming, about a man who hit on a string of bad luck, and his name is Mikey Growler.
Oh, yeah.
Everything that could have happened to somebody happened to him.
This
He
ain't-
lost his job, went broke, family family problems, and Mikey said, well, you know what, I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to get me a frog, and this frog's going to have something growing out of it, and I'm going to put it in a box,
Dumbest thing you ever heard of.
and I'm going to call it, Look at This Frog. I'm going to charge people money, let them give what they want. And Mikey Growler, last week when we spoke, Jackie, I don't know if you'll remember, but Mikey Growler made $4,000.
I don't believe that. I
in
don't
a
think
week's
that's
time.
true. I don't think that's true.
Put a down payment on a new charger, and the name of the business was Look at This Frog to Go. He had some of the boys from the college make an app for him. I think there were some girls on the team. We don't want to say only young males can code.
Why?
$4,000 in a week, Jackie. You want to know? I called him today, and his secretary answered the phone. I said, "How much did Mikey Growler make last week?" And she said, "Upwards of $300,000."
That's a bunch of bull. Ain't people gonna call someone to come over the house with the frog?
Yes.
Nobody's gonna do that
It's
unless
happening every day.
on
It's
drugs
just-
or something crazy as hell. And
Well, a lot of people are on drugs.
Well, you
but
come
that
across
doesn't mean they can't look at a frog.
Well, it's a bunch of bull. I don't think anybody paid him that much money to do it.
$300,000 ain't even that much in today's
For
market.
looking at a frog, it is. Don't nobody pay $300,000 to look at any kind of frog one way or the other. That's a bunch of bull.
Well, it's volume.
Why?
He got that charger. People say it's just like Uber. You get on your phone. You say, "Hey, come over here. Let me look at that frog." He won't give you a ride. It's nothing like Uber, but he will drive to your house and show you that frog.
Why is anybody gonna?
And success story, heartwarming, real America. When people say, "You didn't build that," well, look here. He did build that. Well, I mean, he went to the creek and he took it
Well,
and put it in a
box
box.
ain't even like something.
They found
wood.
the box in the trash.
Yeah, it's just a regular.
So they
hat
didn't
box,
build
something.
nothing, but he hijacked an animal and dug a box out of the trash, and
That don't
$300,000
make
later.
any sense. It don't make any sense, and I don't believe it. I saw this frog, and again, I'd have given that money not to see a frog, just to help him out, because I understand when you're on bad luck, you need help. So had nothing to do. I said, well, might as well look at it. Now they give you the money, but that money's for you. It ain't to look at the frog. That's to help you. But I looked at it. It's a frog. It's got something sticking out of it. But it ain't worth 5, 10, however much money they're charging now. Nobody's going to pay him that money to look at that. Nobody is.
Well, he's doing great. He was in the It list of Entertainment Weekly, if they have that still.
What?
Whatever the section of the magazine, which is just like product placement that they write an article about. I guess it's like 75% of it. Like he was in that part. They were writing about, look at this frog app. He doesn't need us anymore, Jackie. So God bless you, Mikey Growler. Good luck. It's good to see a local
happy.
boy do good.
I'm happy for him. I don't believe he's doing as good as, I don't know.
But that brings me to my sponsor this week.
Any sense. What?
Folks, you may remember Green Bean. Green Bean, formerly of the Christian Vegetables, got cut out of the group. I think the last we heard from him, unless I'm forgetting another
You
unfortunate
didn't take any
chapter,
money from him, did you? Don't tell me you took $25 from him.
He was up in the Bakken oil fields fighting for money.
That's a crazy homeless man you're taking money from. You could go to jail for that. You better not have taken no money from him.
You cannot go to jail for taking money from a homeless person.
Yes,
That's not a law.
that's taking advantage of them somehow. Something ain't right about that. No.
Well, you also can't go to jail for taking advantage of people.
All right. Yes, in certain cases you can.
Not if Trump becomes president.
Oh, hell, don't even start about that. I saw him wandering around.
Yeah, he's back, folks. He's back from the oil fields. He is Not doing well. He's still wearing that suit because, I mean,
it don't even look like a green bean anymore. It's rags and stuff.
Well, that's his brand.
He's a homeless person, whatever.
It is fused to his body in places, so he can't really take it off now. The doctor said it'd be an expensive surgery just to remove that suit. If you stab him in it, he's been stabbed in that suit a few times now. He just bleeds real blood. It's like it didn't even get him. It's all like green bean suit.
Ow.
But it's like a vein. One of his veins is growing in there now.
Just
because he was around a lot of that fracking stuff, and that I think also mutated him a little bit. So and just wearing that suit and not washing.
It was crazy before. You wouldn't take a suit off and look like Great Bean. Now he's just a homeless man with dirt and stuff all over him.
He's a good fighter. He was a good fighter until some of them boys from the old fields got tired of getting beat by him, and they got a bunch of. They found some golf clubs on the side of the interstate. Now, when you drive out there in the Dakotas on them highways where ain't nothing around for miles and miles, you find the weirdest stuff. And they come across a bag of golf clubs. Some of these boys said, you know what, I'm going to take this back and get some of my buddies, and we're going to go out, and we're going to use these to beat the shit out of that man in that green bean outfit.
That is illegal right there.
That's illegal.
Getting the golf clubs, beating a homeless man.
Yes.
Hopefully, not too bad. Of course, I can't tell by looking at him. I don't know.
In the Dakotas, I don't know about in the Dakotas.
Well, it shouldn't be that course again.
Wild West out there, man. But I'll tell you this, he can't fight no more, but he is so there with a major source of his income. So he come back here because he was looking through his latest Entertainment Weekly. He always kept a subscription. He's been a subscriber since 1990, a charter subscriber, just since the beginning. He said, I've had hard times, but I cannot let this subscription lapse. I don't even know who reads magazines anymore. So he's looking through the latest Entertainment Weekly, and he come across old Mikey Growler, look at this frog, and he said, that is it. This string of bad luck I've had. Look, here's another old boy from Murfreesboro. Somebody that I went to school with. I think we all went to school together. We got class reunion coming up. It's gonna be jam packed.
Wouldn't go near it, 10-foot pole.
Went to school with Mikey Growler. He had a string of bad luck, and now last week here it says he made $300,000. I
didn't.
Also have had a string of bad luck, said Green Bean. I also am from Murfreesboro, Tennessee, said Green Bean. And I also am going to turn my life around. He went out, he come down here to Murfreesboro, went down to Stones River, grabbed him a frog, and also had something growing out of it. So we might want to have that water tested.
That is the dumbest thing I ever just...
Put it in a box. He got out of the trash, started a business called Look This Other Frog.
What?
Look at this other frog. And he got beat up pretty bad right off the bat. He tried to get some people to come look at that frog, and they...
how do you get somebody to come look at a frog?
He just walked up, said, hey, y'all want... And then just immediately got hurt pretty bad. And then he got accused of... something with some kids. He said he didn't do it. He said he didn't do it, but he's on a registry now.
All right, enough. I don't want to hear anything about any more of this. I don't care. I don't care what homeless person wanders down and puts a frog in a sack or a box or whatever and runs
he
around.
lost that frog.
Well,
he doesn't have a frog. But he's still saying the name of his business is Look at This Other Frog.
If he did something to kids and you know he might have done something to kids and you took $25 from him.
He didn't do nothing to no kids.
Oh, hell.
That's all accusations. You know how these small towns are in jealousy.
Just
He's walking down the side of the I-24 and a tire come off a car and hit him in the head.
What?
That's how bad his luck has been lately. People accusing him. Let me run down this list. I
don't want to hear this list. I don't want to hear
accusing it. They beating him. They accusing him, and then just things coming off of cars and hitting him.
All right.
Then he was trying to go into. Somebody said, "Look, I feel bad for you." They gave him $1. He was going to go in the store, see if he could get a cup of ice and just suck on that ice because his mouth hurt where that tire hit him. And he slipped and he fell. And he said, I thought, well, maybe I could sue Dodges. And they said, no, when you look at that sign, it says, when you consent to walk in here, you're giving up your right to sue. And he said, well, I can't win for losing, can I? I said, no. Do you have that $25 it takes to be a sponsor?
No.
And he did. He had it. Some of it was in it. I mean, I didn't want to touch it. I'm going to be honest.
Know what's
rules
worse.
are rules.
Him or you taking that money from him. I don't know which one of those things is worse.
So, Green Bean is back, folks. And if you want to look at this other frog, find Green Bean. He is all over the place.
You said he lost a damn frog. How's he going to...
Now you have to. It's an imagination.
What
based.
did they say he did to children? That's what I don't want anything to do with.
You know what? When you see somebody wearing what used to be a green bean,
it don't look like it. Looks like rags. It looks like dirt and mud all over him.
He's still an entertainer, and he sees and a fighter, and he sees these kids, and he's like, let me. Hey, kids, and he starts going into some of that old Christian vegetable stuff, and then he kind of flashes back to the Bakken oil fields, and he thinks a couple of bald dudes charging at him in a 2-on-1 match, them Armenian brothers. And, he kind of flashes back, and then
did he hurt those children?
I don't think. He says... when he shook the cobwebs out of his head, like blah, blah, he said there wasn't even any children there.
All right.
But what they're saying is they ran and hid.
Well, of course they ran and hid. If a homeless person starts hitting on you, hopefully your parents taught you better than that.
I think he was saying if you and to a kid they're like, that's sexual, but it's not. It's just anger.
Just easy.
But
a
lot of sexual is just anger.
I want him off the streets. I don't care for what he meant. He's crazy. He don't need to be roaming the streets. If he's in jail, that's where he belongs, and you don't need to be taking no money from him. I ain't gonna be associated with somebody that goes out in the streets and beats up children. I'm not gonna.
He'd never
have any association with that. You get no.
His reflexes are so slow. Them children are 100 times faster than him.
Don't care. That ain't.
A Great Dane got loose out of somebody's yard and knocked him down.
What?
It's just another example of what can happen to you when you're having a string of bad luck. So, folks, now look, when we started out, though, if you run the tape back a couple of weeks, Mikey Growler was almost in this situation.
He lost his job and his wife and stuff. He wasn't crazy. He wasn't wearing an outfit like he looked like a piece of corn or something. He just bad things happen to everybody. But they're probably going to happen a little more to somebody who won't take an outfit that looks like a green bean off.
Well, I think what we're going to find is next week, Green Bean will say, where were you then, Jesus? And Jesus said, that's when I was carrying you, Green Bean.
Oh.
And that's when your life turned
He
around.
needs Jesus, and I hope Jesus is looking after him, but he's crazy.
Jesus is not looking after him now.
He needs medicine and things like that. That sort of things, pills or whatever he's supposed to have.
Look at this other frog that is Green Bean. Go down and talk to Green Bean. Look at this other frog. Look at this frog. He doesn't have an actual frog, but don't believe some of the stories you've heard, and also don't get too close to him because, he can tell. If you're trying to talk to him and you're like gagging or you can smell, like he knows that. He's still at his right mind enough to know, to read your face. So maybe just keep your distance and just tell him you had the flu.
Hey, look at there. You see him? Well, open your damn eyes in. It's the old-timey country down-home.